reduce, reuse, recycle, reconsider, reimagine. Reimagine Phoenix, transforming trash into resources.
So we're here at the Arizona Science Center for another edition of Reimagine Phoenix. I'm Yvette Roeder, alongside with my co-host, Stephanie Romero.
Hi everyone. Like Yvette said, we're at the Arizona Science Center and we're at the Pedal Power exhibit. So every time I pedal, I'm producing energy to light up these bulbs right behind me.
That is pretty cool.
Fun stuff.
What's in store for today?
Well, we have a really busy show, so let's get started. First off, we're going to take you to the Bioscience High School, where we're going to meet an amazing teacher and some students who have a passion for putting sustainability into action through various projects. Let's take a look.
Bioscience High School is a small STEM or STEAM school, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and then we add the A for the arts and mathematics. We're located in downtown Phoenix. We're approximately 315 students, and that's about our maximum capacity.
With us today is one of the instructors here in this high school, Corey Waxman. He actually teaches engineering and math and physics. I mean, all these things that I never was good at in high school. So, welcome, Corey.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Welcome to our show. So the City of Phoenix is very passionate about sustainability, so we were really excited to hear that Bioscience was incorporating sustainability into its curriculum. So can you tell us about this concept, how you define sustainability, and just tell us about some exciting projects that you've been working on?
Sure. We actually spent a lot of time at the beginning of the year trying to even come to a consensus about what this term means. There's a lot of baggage and various definitions and labels and a lot of misconceptions. So what we land upon, not saying that it's the end-all be-all of sustainability definitions, but our approach is that sustainability is a method, an approach to trying to meet your needs or a community's needs without compromising the ability of other communities to also meet their needs, either in today's generations or into the future. Through the E-Tech Club, students are building their cars and their solar charging stations and their grow boxes and their tortoise habitats. But we also try to connect people to the environment through just going out and doing trips. We camp, we go rock climbing. The students went up to Flagstaff last year and snowboarded, and
Well, that's
so
fun.
yeah, it's great, and that's really one of the
Yeah.
points. And in addition to connecting students to other students, we also get them out in the community.
Yeah.
So they'll go out and help local businesses fix little things up, and sort of they're open to community projects and helping out.
In E-Tech, we have three major projects we're working on. We have the XR3, which is a project we've been working on for about 7 to 8 years now. It's a biodiesel electric hybrid built from the ground up. It is a design of an engineer who we have talked to and we've collaborated with, and we've edited it quite a bit. We also have BOP, which is an outdoor space where you've seen the solar panels. We're working on creating that space as an area where students can go to kind of see what sustainability is. So it will have hydroponics or aquaponics and just a learning space. And then we have the Fab Lab, which will have 3D printers, other tools, CNC machines, where kids can go to actually make their ideas a reality. And then we finally have iGEM, which is now another club in the school, which is coming under our wing, which is genetic engineering with different bacteria.
So are all of these students super brainiacs when it comes to the scientific world, or just tell us about the student that comes to bioscience?
Well, according to their parents, they're all brainiacs. But I'm pretty confident. I've taught at other schools and large comprehensive campuses, and I think the intelligence of our students is comparable to pretty much anywhere you would go. What is really unique is that our students, 100% of them want to be here, and they're passionate and they're interested in what they're doing. So that changes everything.
This school was recently recognized as one of the most amazing schools, not just in the US, but in the world. What does that mean to you as the principal of one of the most amazing schools in the world?
It's pretty humbling, actually, and I think when I arrive every day, I realize why we're so amazing. We have amazing students and staff and parents, and the community around us is pretty cool too. So I agree with the sentiment, and I'm very happy to be a principal here.
So what makes the curriculum here at Bioscience High School different than any other high school in the Valley?
Well, I can't speak to any other high school in the Valley, but any high school that I've seen or experienced. At our school, it's a very comprehensive experience. It's not just an interdisciplinary curriculum, it's a transdisciplinary. So we look at complex challenges in the world that we care about, and we really try to apply all of the learning to address challenges, to create interventions and try to make the world a better place. That's not an extra thing that we do, that's at the core of our mission. I think it's a rare career where you can wake up every morning, and feel good about where you're going to and what you're doing. Not that every day is perfect, not that every day is enjoyable, not that this is the end-all be-all of educational sort of strategies, but it really feels, and I'm convinced it's a meaningful paradigm for people to explore. So it feels really good to come to a place where everybody wants to be there, everybody's working hard, and there is a synergy around the ideas and things that we're exploring. It's just fun to be around.
So Bioscience High School, pretty amazing, right?
Totally.
I mean, I am just very impressed with the students, and I'm in awe of their creativity and capabilities.
Me too.
I am so looking forward to all their projects. So by the way, speaking of projects, what's that you got there?
This is a sleeping mat that's made out of plastic bags, and it's on display along with the instructions at the Arizona Science Center. But recently, some seniors learned how to make these mats. Our correspondent Betty Ilioy tells us more.
We're here today at Sunny Slope Senior Center with Yvette Giesman, who's going to be talking about her sustainable project that gives back to the community. Hi, Yvette.
Hi.
Can you explain to us what we're doing here today in your project?
Yes, I'll give you a little bit of history of how this started. About 3.5, 4 years ago, a friend of mine at lunch at work told me about a group of people in Lutheran Ministries who are taking plastic and turning it into mats and giving it to the homeless. And I thought that sounds really cool. I went back and Googled it, found the information, and I started making a mat on my own. I learned at that time that it takes 600 to 900 plastic bags to make one of these homeless sleeping mats. I'm very social justice oriented and have a kind of a passion for helping out wherever I can, and this fit two birds with one stone. To be able to help homeless people be just a little bit more comfortable, and it got hundreds of bags out of the landfill, was just awesome. I try not to use plastic bags at the grocery store, but you forget and you end up with plastic bags no matter what. So this was a great option. So I started making them, and then I thought this is really fun, I enjoy this. So I brought it to my church, St. Paul's Catholic Church, and we've been going for 3 years now. We've donated over 130 mats to this point at the Chris Becker Dining Hall here in Sunny Slope. And I thought if we at St. Paul's enjoyed this so much and it's helping so many people in the Sunny Slope area, there's a lot of homeless people all over the state. So we've had people from all over the valley come and learn the project, and so now it's all over the valley, and you'll see homeless people with the mats. Walking down the street, a friend of mine said, there's one of Yvette's started mats. So this is awesome. All of these plastic bags are out of the landfills, which is wonderful. And at least 130 people in the Sunny Slope area are a little bit more comfortable. Somebody saw this from one of the parishioners and contacted the city, and the city said, we have some senior centers that are interested in this. It's great. We'll go and teach. So we're teaching them how to do this here. Hopefully they take it on as a main project and they start making mats, and either they have their own connection with the Chris Becker Dining Hall, which is right down the street here, or I can come pick them up and go deliver them. In the bags, we crochet a little pouch that we figure that they can put clothes in for a pillow to sleep on. But in that pouch, we put a little bag of toiletries. So you know how you go on vacation and you get all those little toiletries? People donate those, and we fill those little bags up. And then they'll get a letter from us with the person explaining how many bags there are to make the mat, how much time it takes, about 15 hours to crochet the mat. And the person who made the mat signs it. So just kind of like a connection between the person who did the work for the people and then the people who are receiving the mat. So the more places that we can get doing this project, the more homeless people who are more comfortable, and the more plastic bags we keep out of the landfills. And then the other part about when we do this mat project, when we cut the plastic, you don't use the whole plastic bag, you don't use the handles and the seam end. So we collect all of that, and then we put that in the bins at the grocery stores that recycle the plastic. So we don't want any of this plastic going into the landfills.
And do you have any long-term goals for this, or how long do you think you're going to keep on with this project?
Well, my only goal is to get it out to as many places as we can, and as many people helped, and as much plastic out of the landfills. So, you know, I don't have any like huge aspirations. It's just as many times as we can get this information out and more people be interested in it, the better.
And if people are interested in getting involved, how can they do that?
Well, we meet at St. Paul's Catholic Church, so if you're near St. Paul's, that's North Central Phoenix, the second Saturday of every month from 1 to 3. On St. Paul's website, if you go under the ministries page, then there's a link to the Homeless Sleeping Mat Project. It's got my name, my phone number, a tutorial, a video that the Lutheran Church had put online, how to cut the plastic, and the information on the dimensions of how to make the mat. So that's where you can find out that information.
Well, with me is Adrienne Seabade. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. So, tell me what you do for the Arizona Science Center.
I am what's called a guest experience interpreter. So
Okay.
what I do is I go around to the different floors and I interpret the different exhibits. If you have any questions or you need some more background information, I'm here to tell you about it.
Okay, great. Now we are here on the 4th floor of the Arizona Science Center. It seems like this floor is dedicated to all kinds of sustainability education.
It is, yeah.
What do you call this whole sustainability floor here?
This floor is called Solarville.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me, what's your favorite exhibit around here?
My favorite is these solar compactor trash cans. What it is it's a trash can that is powered by the energy from the sun. And so we have a little mini version, and it just is powered by our lights, and then so it pushes down and it keeps pushing the garbage down, and over time you can put in more garbage, and then you only have to come and empty it every so often, so it saves time, gas, reduces pollution, everything like that.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I did see it over there. Now, I know that the Arizona Science Center is a great partner of the Reimagine Phoenix initiative, which is a new initiative by the city of Phoenix. Tell us why this is a good partnership for Arizona Science Center and the city of Phoenix.
So the Arizona Science Center has worked with the city of Phoenix a lot, and we thought that the Reimagine works great with our philosophy and our mission, which is to inspire, educate, and entertain people of all ages about science. So we teach our preschool classes how to make fun toys and do different things out of recyclable things at home, like boxes or old toilet paper tubes, different things like that. So it was really easy for us to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, and that's key, because at least for us, for Reimagine Phoenix initiative, you know, we want to make sure that sustainability education starts at a very young level.
Exactly.
A very young level.
Exactly.
So, yeah, this is great. Now, tell me, what does the Science Center do to be sustainable?
The Science Center does a lot of things. So we worked with the city of Phoenix. They installed a new chiller system for us.
Oh, yay.
So it keeps the Science Center cooler during the day, and then when we're not here, raises the temperature a little bit. When our light bulbs start to go out, we replace them with LEDs, which conserve a lot more energy. We also encourage staff and everybody else to turn off their lights when they're not in their cubicles or their rooms. We encourage our staff and everybody else to bring in different recyclable materials. Our Camp Innovation uses them to make a lot of different hands-on projects.
Yeah.
Any beakers, markers, things like that that we're not using anymore, instead of throwing them away in the landfill, we reuse them and give them to Treasures for Teachers. So it's really awesome, and it's super easy for us to do that.
That's amazing because we work with Treasures for Teachers too.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, and so yeah, they use a lot of the stuff that we've
They do, and they love it. And we have so much, and
I know.
it's totally pointless to throw it away. So you might as well give it to a better cause.
And they become educational tools, which is great.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
Now, so tell us. This is a wonderful place to learn about anything, not just sustainability, but about science, astronomy, et cetera, et cetera. What are your hours?
We are open every day from 10 to 5.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really fun for the families to come out. You can get memberships, or you can just come in on your own whenever you'd like and purchase general admission.
What's the membership?
A membership for a family of 4 is about $115, and it usually pays for itself in 2 visits.
Yeah.
So you're really going to get a lot more out of it.
And do you do like special events?
We do.
Okay.
We can do birthday parties, we do weddings, we do celebrations.
I hear you do proms.
Graduations. We do proms. We do. They're
good.
pretty fun.
Yeah.
I didn't have my prom here, which is kind of unfortunate, but I've heard they're really fun.
Yeah.
And we have a great event staff who would love to coordinate it.
Actually, my daughter's prom was here.
Oh, very cool.
Last May, I think. Yeah, last May. Her prom was here, and she said she had a great time.
Yeah, it's really fun. They have the whole place to themselves.
Great.
Yeah.
Adrienne, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I am looking forward to learning more, actually, from all these exhibits. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
How to start a compost pile. Many of you have probably thought of composting, or you're already doing it. Next up, we have our very own Terry Gillenbeck, who asks a composting expert how to start your own garden. Let's check it out.
Thanks, Yvette. I'm here at the St. Vincent de Paul dining room and facility here at 420 West Watkins, here at the Urban Garden at the north of the facility next to the freeway. And I'm here with Tony, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what they do with composting and the food waste and how they reimagined a garden back here in the back of the complex. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Terry. Thanks for coming out today. So we've been working here with Kaleidoscope Juice, a local organic juicery and restaurant that provides us with about 1,000 pounds of food waste.
Wow.
3 times a week.
What kind of food waste?
So we're using juice pulp from their all organic cold pressed juices. We're also going to be using trimmings, like you can see here. We've got some pineapple, some celery, any kind of scraps like cucumber or carrot peels, and those. Go ahead.
What's that brown stuff underneath?
So that's going to be just like a standard chipped wood or mulch. We're using that as our high carbon in our composting. It's a really easy, basic process that you could do at home. You're going to need 4 things really: high carbon, your high nitrogen, which is going to be our food scraps, air, and water. And what we're doing here is just really a natural decomposition that's controlled to take what was once a waste product and take it back and make it into something valuable, not only monetarily, but for our garden purposes.
Well, I noticed we're just here on this vacant lot. And did you put anything underneath this compost pile?
For these particular piles, what we do is we start them with about a 3-inch base of high carbon. A lot of that's going to be scrap from the garden that actually has died off. So we've got a lot of old sunflowers or old plants that have really dried up, and that's going to be our base. But as far as prepping the ground with any kind of ground cover or plastic, it's just basically directly on.
So somebody at home could do this real easily.
Somebody at home should do this. Everybody should be doing this. This is something that it's 100% a great way to not only mitigate landfill use, but also to create a product that's really going to green up your space.
Terrific. How long will it take here to make a product you could put in your garden?
You know, it really depends. You can really age the product anywhere from about 3 to 18 months. Because we're using the juice pulp, which is already very broken down because of the cold pressing that Kaleidoscope does. If I just use juice pulp, I could probably have a product ready in about 3 months. I tend to go more like 6 to 9 months though, just so we get it nice and composted, and we've got a really usable, absorbable product.
So this material you're going to take, and we're going to go look at the garden where you use this compost material, right?
Great, absolutely.
So it's like a full circle right here.
100%.
Right. Okay, so now we've moved from the compost area over here to the garden, Tony. It's been 3 months to a year. What do you use the material for?
Well, the compost really is just a basic fertilizer. We're going to use it as a top dress or as a soil amendment when we do new plantings or for existing plantings. We can actually just go and really just basically spread it around the plants, and that's going to really put a lot of the nutrients that were in the food scraps and have broken down and become available through the composting process right back into the soil.
For the plants itself.
Adding organic matter to your soil in Arizona is going to be one of the best things you can possibly do.
And that helps the water too, and it helps the plants.
Absolutely helps with the water retention and also drainage. There's so many benefits to composting.
Yeah.
We could really go on forever with it.
Now, you see a bunch of different plants here, and you might say a little bit about what kind of plants, but what do you do with the food that you create here?
So at the St. Vincent de Paul, they're serving about 4,000 meals a day out of this kitchen. This is Arizona's largest commercial kitchen, and this services 5 different St. Vincent de Paul locations. So about 4,000 meals a day. Since January 1, out of this garden alone, we've done at least 5,000 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables that have gone directly into there. We will also be doing some type of farmer's market coming up in the fall. So a portion of the produce would go to that, and then the funds would go back into the garden to make this more of a sustainable enterprise.
Well, that's terrific. That shows a full circle, which is all what composting is all about, and the food scraps.
100%.
Yeah, that's
and then we've also just started to get some of the waste from the St. Vincent kitchen. As they work on a donation basis, there is going to be some food that just arrives and it's no good. So what we're trying to do is make the best of those situations and bring that waste out here.
Instead of coming to a landfill,
Absolutely.
reimagining a different way of using the food.
100%.
That's great.
So we're really trying to kind of be a forerunner here of doing the composting, creating green spaces, producing food on empty lots, and really creating a more sustainable charity, Phoenix, and in general system for the businesses
That's
we're working
terrific.
with.
And that's what Reimagine Phoenix is all about, is getting more partners together, nonprofits, public entities, and private entities together to divert as much material as we can from a landfill. And reimagining a more sustainable Phoenix.
100%, and we've already put over 100,000 pounds of pulp, juice pulp, and trimmings into this space. And as you can see, we started off with a dirt lot, and now it's definitely enhanced the soil and the land to the point now where it's very green.
Now, we were talking just a little bit, and we talked about when we first got here, all those composters along the wall. How can somebody do that at home?
So composting in general, you're going to have 4 elements. You're going to have your browns, which is going to be your high carbon material. I like to think of it as kind of your crunchies, so that could be straw or dead leaves or wood chips. And then you've got your greens, which are going to be your high nitrogen material. That's going to be your food waste, the juice pulp, actually manures too, from grass-eating animals. And then you've got water and air, okay? I think the number one thing that people need to do when composting at home is make sure you have enough browns, because the greens is going to be what kind of attracts the bugs and creates the stink. You want to make sure you cover your greens with the browns.
Turning it as much as possible.
Absolutely, turning it as well to get the oxygen in there, but you want to kind of cover the rotting part so you don't have the stink or the bugs.
Why is nitrogen bad? Too much nitrogen?
Well, it can actually burn the plants.
That's right.
So you want to make sure your compost is finished before applying it, because nitrogen is hot chemically and will actually create a lot of yellowing in the leaves and can literally burn the plants, burn the roots.
If somebody at home needed to learn how to do compost and how to do it better, how can they figure out?
Well, you can come volunteer with me.
That's right.
Here at the St. Vincent de Paul.
Right.
I like the internet a lot. There is a lot of, you kind of have to do your searching through the internet because there is information that's good or bad. But I would recommend just searching on the web.
So thank you very much, Tony, for inviting us here and being here at the garden. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And this is all about Reimagine Phoenix. And this garden and composting tells you what to do with organics and green waste and food waste at your house. So back to you, Yvette.
Well, thank you, Tony and Terry, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Reimagine Phoenix. Now, to help us divert more waste from the landfill, please check out our Green Organics program, right?
Right, and for more information on the Phoenix Public Works Department and some of our other programs, check us out online at phoenix.gov/publicworks. I'm Stephanie Romero.
And I'm Yvette Roeder, reminding you to reduce,
reuse,
recycle,
reconsider,
and reimagine a more sustainable Phoenix. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Reimagine Phoenix.